What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the comment section. I am your host, T.
And I'm your host, Coco.
And we are back with another beautiful episode. We are going to continue our dating series this week, so we do have some special guests today. Yes. And we're going to start the episode doing like we usually do, checking in. So, How you feeling? How you been this week? What's your week been like?
Last week I went first because I was having a hard time. I was saving the best for last. But this week I'm kind of in the same space mentally, but like I'm trying to channel myself to like, just because something is going on, you don't have to make that how you are.
Let that control your day.
Yeah, like that control your whole day or your whole week. So I've been still like having a hard time. Like business is pretty slow for me right now. Just fighting between like, do you keep going or do you go back and get a job? Like, do you feel like I fail because I do need to get a job, or I want to get a job, or I need my business to pick up? But like right now, I'm just kind of in a space to where I'm not the first person it happened to. I'm not gonna be the last person it happened to, and I just gotta keep moving.
Gotta know it.
And
just like I said the other day when I posted, the way the economy working is, I feel like I got a good job, but I feel like I still need another one. Like, I feel like we just gonna get to a point where we grinding and hustling until they either bring the shit back down,
right,
or everybody finna be broke and poor.
Yeah,
like that's just finna be.
And then that's another thing that like kind of put everything into perspective for me, because I'm like, when you go through stuff, you feel like you're the only person. No. But it's like other people.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah, especially in the service industry, like the service providers. Like I seen India, she made a post about like, if you're a service provider and you having a hard time right now, like don't think you the only one. Stuff like that. So I'm just kind of being resting and knowing that it's all gonna pass at some point. As long as I have my portion for today. That's all I'm gonna worry about. I can't worry about what I need for next week or what I need for next month, and that's just been keeping me sane. So I've been good.
And like we said with service providers, we all during the pandemic just jumped off the porch with our craft and trying to like really dive into entrepreneurship and being business owners and stuff. So. And that's also around the time people was getting their PPPs. They was blessing us with the stimulus, the SBA. So like people was out spending money, and it's just not that time right now. So I do feel
that's one of my biggest regrets, not getting a PPP loan.
Ooh, child.
Because nobody in jail right now.
None of them.
Except the people that went too far. Like
that kept on getting them.
Yeah,
they kept on getting them.
Yeah.
But you could have just gave me a quick 40. And I wouldn't have went back, baby. I wouldn't have said
$40.
40, baby, and I would have never went back. But I've been doing good. I've been working, trying to keep a steady head. I had a lot going on last week too. But like you said, I've just been trying to see the positive in it. My birthday's coming up. My boyfriend's birthday tomorrow, so we finna turn up and have a good time.
Y'all going outside?
We is. Okay. And one of us, we was just talking about this the other day, but one of us really finna have to move our birthday, because this shit here is nothing nice. And if I have a kid, I'm gonna try to make sure I have them around the 15th. I'm gonna try to hold off.
Girl, anyway,
to have your man birthday on the 28th, my birthday on the 2nd, my mama's birthday on the 3rd, rent due.
Oh yeah.
Rent due. Yeah. So like, God damn, it's a lot.
Yeah.
A bitch got to be stacked.
Well, at least once it's there, it come, it's go, and that's it.
Yeah, that's why I'm ready for it to be over with. Like, I'm ready to relax. Like, I have a vacation coming up too, so.
And then, another thing, I think we be making stuff more than what it got to be. Like.
True.
If you ain't got it, I ain't got it. Baby, look, if you love me, look, we struggling.
Oh, me and Bubba already know how we
do. You know what I'm saying? Not even that you struggling.
We do what we got to do for each other. We do, because we do for each other all year. So it's like, you know what I'm saying?
And we not doing nothing for nobody else. No Instagram. We ain't doing nothing. So look, you getting a car this year, baby.
No, for real. He know he got it showed up early.
Right.
Because I was gonna try to get the neighbor to get it, but he seen it on the Ring camera. So
I know, I saw that. I thought she was.
Bro, he seen it on the Ring camera. It didn't even matter. He talking about something. What you ordered now? I'm like, bro, you ain't.
And then he made it home before you.
Yes, he got home before me.
Yeah.
It was supposed to come the next day though. I was gonna message the UPS nigga and like, hey, try to put it by the back gate, like something. But
for him to see somebody going in the back of the house and be like,
he said, I still would have seen him on the Ring camera. But
oh my goodness,
it was worth the try. He already know what he got, so. Now I'm finna get some good ribs out of them. And got a new pick.
Y'all need to invite us over when y'all do y'all barbecue when you bust it open.
We're gonna bust it open soon, for real.
Okay. Well, we about to get into it. We have our guests here. They waiting on us, y'all.
And we got some good topics. Let's get right on into it.
Yes, ma'am. Hey, commenters, you know we have to bring y'all an exclusive deal. We have a Step Ahead tutoring service offering a 15% off code. Are you struggling with your studies? Do you need some extra help to excel in your classes? Look no further, introducing our incredible tutoring program designed to help you succeed. And guess what? We have a fantastic deal just for you.
Yes, y'all know it's summertime, so for a limited time only, we have a 15% off of your tutoring service for 6 hours. Use the code CommentPod whenever you are booking this service, and you can get 15% off of any 6-hour tutoring service right now this summer. Get y'all babies in them tutoring classes, because we about to go back to school, baby. We need all A's.
All A's.
Period.
All right, y'all.
Stop your shit, I'm a real hot topic.
This is what's coming your way.
Okay.
Hot topic, yeah.
All right, so y'all, we back with our guests. We have our girl Lala here. And then we have our guest Alex. Yeah, so this series, this episode of the series is more so about poly relationships. People that have been in poly relationships that still might be in one, that you know, that's open to it. Yeah, that has had that experience. I know my girl, we talked about when we did the episode of Get to Know Us. I found out T had been in a poly relationship. I did not know that. I would have never thought that. Well, I ain't gonna say I would have never thought it, but
because like your mama said,
yeah,
like I could have.
When my mama seen the episode, and she said, "I always thought T liked girls." She gave me that.
She said Tia gave me a little, tomboy.
Yeah, I said, "Now you need to be quiet and stop watching the episode." No, I'm just playing, but no. So T has. I've never been a part of a poly relationship before. I'm married. I don't think I'm about that life. I mean, I'm not against it, but I just don't think I'm about that life.
But what we said, we ain't gonna be nevering, cause
well, I think I can never on that though, T. I'm telling you, I'm just too jealous. Like I'm too possessive. I don't think I could share my husband. Like I don't know. Like I don't know.
No, but
like we say never. We gonna never.
Before we get into it, we're gonna let y'all introduce yourself. Tell a little bit about you, like what you do and your status, your relationship status right now.
Okay, I'm Lala Christie. I'm an esthetician and a badass extraordinaire.
Okay.
I'm 37. I'm single. Yeah, and dating is like ghetto as shit. It really is. But I have been in a poly situation.
Okay.
And it could work, but there has to be like a great understanding amongst all of the counterparts. But
okay.
I feel that. What about you?
I'm Alex. I've been in a poly relationship for 8 to 9 years off and on, you know, give or take. I mean, T, you know, Chantel. I educate, author of the Effort book collection. I write books about it, but not about poly in general, just how to do relationships, work on yourself, because that's how you want to show up in relationships.
Right.
But yeah, poly's been a part of my life for a minute. You know, I have 3 children with my first wife, and then my second on and off wife. I have one newborn child, well, 2-year-old. So we have an actual family behind it.
Okay, so what you mean on and off wife?
Because, you know, on and off relationships, you know, you still deal with the regular relationship. Just because you're non-monogamous or poly, that doesn't take away the fact that you're still dealing with relationships.
Okay.
Non-monogamy is basically just stating I practice, you know, in a different dynamic with multiple plural relationships. But either way, I still have to handle them as if they are monogamous relationships. I still have to give in. So, you know, it just has its off and on moments.
Okay.
Right.
So, with that being said, how does that work, like, in Texas? Because we was just talking about that, like, can you be married to 2 people, like, legally, or is it, like, it's just understood?
No, you can't be bigamy. You know, bigamy is all over the United States. It's not gonna, you know, it's legal to actually have two marriages. But right now, even with the transition within just in general with relationships, a lot of people are shifting away from marriage and actually doing commitment ceremonies.
Right.
And that's basically what we do in non-monogamy. You may be legally married to the first spouse, but a lot of people with the second or third, they're doing commitment ceremonies.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Okay.
And that's a little less responsible when it comes to financial, because you know how a lot of people say marriages are contracts, or they try to look at it as like a financial bond, other than, you know, being in love and being before God and having a relationship together. But a lot of people like to look at it as a contract. So I see that could be like a good, you know what I'm saying, second option for people who do want to explore and not really bind themselves financially.
So, do you feel like, and this is for Alice, because you in the situation, do you feel like it can work to where it's not on again, off again? Because I feel like that's why I say I would never probably be able to do it, because I feel like that's what it would be. It would be you mad, on again, off again type of thing. Like, it's like, okay, at this point, we don't need to do this. Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, what type of person does it take for it to be not a on again, off again type of thing?
Just maturity. At the end of the day, you're going to still have your traditional challenges in any relationship. You know, sometimes our long-term relationships are off and on.
Okay.
You know, it's just, these are a little different because it's plural, but yeah, as long as you are self-aware, you're knowing, you're not dealing with no traumas, you're not immature about the situations, you're able to cooperate with others. You know, I mean, it's mainly teamwork. If we have the same vision, you can actually stay consistent with. We did 8 years, 9 years. We're still, you know, we're just at a challenging moment at this exact moment, but overall, we're really good, you know, at the end of the day, because we know how to communicate.
Right.
Gotcha.
I understand that. I feel it. Like you said, I've been knowing like y'all situation, so I already knew. But I want both of y'all to kind of tell, like, you can go first, how you came upon getting into this poly relationship, or like how you found.
So I was already in a relationship. I had dealt with, I'm bisexual, so I had dealt with females before, and my mate at the time knew that, and he introduced the idea, and I was like, yeah, we can kind of see where it goes. We met a young lady. He basically brought her into the situation. And it was a very interesting dynamic. I think she was a little intimidated because, granted, he introduced her to me. Right. So you know how women are kind of just trying, you know. So it was one of those situations where she was trying to fill me out, and so we ended up being closer than they were, and he ended up getting jealous of the relationship that we kind of fostered once we got to know each other. But it was interesting. I actually enjoyed it until because it was good till it wasn't. Right. So which is like most relationships. But I enjoyed it, like, because we had a lot of shared responsibilities. We had a business, we had a catering business at the time. So it was a lot of like the work that I had to do, she was willing to take on, so it kind of lightened my load and his. Right. So that's why I said, like, if you kind of have, like you said, with the shared goals, and you kind of have that kind of thing in mind, it definitely can work.
I understand that. I feel that. What about you, Alex?
Yeah, no, I agree with, and the sex is great. Yes,
the sex was interesting. It really was.
What interesting mean? What that mean?
I was just gonna say.
I had to just say that since I said you
because it was just so much to explore, right? And
a lot of options.
And men don't.
A lot of options.
Yeah, it was.
You gotta get creative.
Yeah. And so it's like. It's like men aren't as reactive as women are, especially during sex. So it was great because it was a little immediate satisfaction for me, a little immediate gratification, shall I say, as it pertains to like the sex, because of course like the sex ends when a man ejaculates, but when it's a girl involved, it's like shit, we can go until we tired, right? So it was that was one of the things I enjoyed most about it, was the sex.
Yeah. Gotcha, I feel that. How'd you stumble upon your poly relationship?
Mine was a horrible story. You know, I cheated. Oh man, damn. It was during infidelity, you know, and so instead of separating, give me the look.
Don't be shamed.
I wasn't in, you know, I was doing whatever, moving in a selfish way. And of course, you know, so I met Chantel, you know, and when I got caught in the whole situation, you know, when my wife asked me, I told her straight up, yeah, I am. You know, I'm seeing somebody else, whatever, whatnot. Of course, things got shaky, got rocky, and at the end of the day, instead of separating, my wife chose to meet her. So I was like, yo, she want to meet you. And she was like, what? I was like, well, don't you want to meet her? And she was like, yeah. And it was so crazy. So they met each other. And then from that night, we just made it what it is now. But it shifted. I'm not gonna lie, because at first they started dating each other at first, and then
Without you.
no, we all three of us were dating.
okay.
Yeah, basically all of us were in a relationship with each other. And then like 2 years in, they felt like, you know, they were mean on, we could have sex with each other, we could hang out with each other, but you know, there's this romance part that they weren't clicking on. So they shifted from like, I don't want to be romantically involved with you, but you know, we'll play how everything else is, still connect. And that's how we shifted and just talked about it and made our situation work.
So they didn't want to have sex, but they wanted to stay like companionship, like
like
they enjoyed the help from each other, the
everything. Yeah,
whatever
Okay.
sex, give or take. It's just, you know, because sex. So out of being bisexual, you can also be biromantic. You know, or hetero romance. You know, this is where you get your like bro romances and all that. So when you start to shift and see what works for you, their romance portion was not clicking. Like they couldn't see what they were looking and seeking from an actual spouse, and they were having conflict in there. Sex was just sex for us. You know, it's just our pleasure points were hidden.
Right, a moment.
Yeah, moments. And when they realized those things for themselves, that's why they altered their relationship amongst themselves. And then that's how we moved forward from that.
Was your wife bisexual in the beginning, or?
Chantel was actually the first woman she actually been with.
Okay.
Like, she used to love to play, you know,
how girls do.
Yeah, they play games. But that was their actual relationship with a woman.
Okay.
So with that being said, like, do you feel like they never had a real connection because it was almost like, so what I initially thought was, my man cheated on me with another woman. I'm going to bring this lady into it because I want to keep my man. Not so much because I want another woman, but so I can keep my man. And so that right there, with that type of foundation, I feel like that's bounds for
shakiness.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
or maybe I want to see what this young lady has that I don't have.
Yeah,
it doesn't necessarily have to be like, I feel like my man is, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's taking my man from me.
Right.
Because like in those dynamics, I feel like you'll never get in my mind, because non-monogamy is a thing in my world too. I don't believe you can get everything you need from one person.
Yeah.
Like, that's why you have friends. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have friends, and different friends serve different purposes. So you know what to do with them. It's kind of like you have to, you're compartmentalizing like that, those types of relationships too.
Right.
Because you know what you'll get from this person, you know what you'll get from that person. And I feel like you have the advantage of asking for what you need versus having to sneak around and get it. Because you'll be surprised what people will give you when you just ask for what you need.
Right.
Right.
So
that does make sense. Like I said, I see a lot of people when they do talk about poly relationships, about the fact that, you know, sometimes one person is just not enough to, not necessarily enough, but they just don't have all the qualities.
Yeah.
You might have to.
it's like that 80-20 thing.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And you still want that 20 to be fulfilled.
Yeah.
so I get that. But is that a part of us as people that just want everything?
Human nature
That wants everything because
of wanting what you don't got.
or wanting what you don't have. Because I feel like this. I'm with the 80-20 thing. But the 20, I feel like the things that I'm getting, as long as the things that I'm getting in the 80 are the things that I really need, and I feel like the 20 is sometimes it be what you want. And a lot of the times the things that we know this from growing up, everything that you want is not what you need.
Right.
So is it like out of kind of like a flesh type of thing, like I just want this, so why can't I have it? Or because even though we know that one person probably don't give you everything that you want, you can find somebody that give you what you need though, right?
Yeah. I would say kind of yes and no, right? Because it's like you don't want to make this person feel like, even though they're giving you 80, that they're missing something, right? Like I say, like this is a situation where I can say, hey, I appreciate what you bring to the table, but this is a little different. I'm intrigued by it. I'm interested in it. Doesn't necessarily discount who you are,
right?
But I just have interest in other things,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
And that also comes with bringing somewhat of a certain honesty to your relationship, like.
Right.
Really want to be transparent with your partner, so it's hard to kind of like hide that 20, you know what I'm saying, to say, hey, I don't like, you know what I'm saying, I'm not curious about that, or I'm not, you know what I'm saying, I'm 100% in. Even if you are and you're not thinking about doing anything outside your relationship, maybe you just want to communicate that with your partner, like, hey, I might be watching these kind of porn, so this is what I want you to know, that like I'm watching female porn because I'm thinking about You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Like, so I think that come with a certain kind of honesty with your partner and just y'all communicating more. And like you said, girl, you gonna be married for years. Y'all gonna be holding it down. It is other ways to get spicy in your relationship. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But it's just like y'all gonna grow, y'all gonna mature, y'all gonna want different things.
And your needs are gonna change. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Your needs are gonna change.
Your needs are definitely gonna change.
So, you know what I'm saying? So, like, what your partner may be to you now may not be that 10 years from now or 5 years from now, right? So, the poly just allows you the freedom to explore that, right? Like, to ask for what you need versus me saying, hey, I don't like you fucking me like that no more. Can I get somebody else to fuck me? It's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's based off straight communication, transparency. It's putting yourself in a position to be unconditionally accepted. I don't have to present you who you want me to be. I could present myself, and you accept me for who I truly am.
Right.
And that could even be seen in the 80% of, I don't have to go past that 80% of naturally who I am and force myself to be somebody else for you. You're just naturally accepting and loving me for me.
Right.
You know, that's the
And vice versa type.
Yeah, vice versa.
Okay.
Okay,
go
let me
ahead,
get in
go
my
ahead,
question.
please.
So we always start our little dating series because we jumped right into it, baby. We ain't even get to it.
We didn't get to it.
I just want to know. I'm really like, so what? How is it?
Intrigued.
Yeah.
See how it's working.
Yeah.
But we had already asked you. We posted it on our previous episode. So I just want to ask you, what do you feel like some of your dating styles are? And we do have 5 different dating styles that we found online. And let me tell you them. And then you can kind of give me like what before you were like committed, because I know you committed right now, so you're probably a commitment dater. But all right. So the first kind of dater is a commitment dater. These are people that's looking to settle down. They're dating with a purpose. And then we have the serial monogamous dater. These are people that's just going around 1 to 2 year relationships. They are, monogamous with one person, but they don't really care if it lasts long the whole time or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we have the more the merrier dater. People dating around, you know what I'm saying, getting their Lori Harvey on, 2-3 niggas at a time, whatever. Then we have the hookup dater, people that's going out for a good time, not a long time. They having sex, they having fun, they getting it in and getting gone. And then the predator dater, somebody that's dating for a purpose. Whether it be a girl dating for some rent money or a purse or a bag, or a nigga dating for some coochie or a place to stay. It's a predator that you're going out looking for something to prey on.
Something new. That one right there.
I call that a hobosexual.
Homosexual too.
Yeah, that's
Lori Harvey's such a bad name.
the folks did.
No, I love it. No, I think when you that age, when you that age and you haven't been, you're not married. You that girl. You explore your options, because I think men do it all the time.
They do it.
And
they
women,
do it so
we are
comfortably.
so quickly to fall in love and just settle for anything. And she's doing the right thing.
But I like eggs in one basket. I had to stop doing that.
I wish I would have learned that when I was young like that too, because baby, I'll still be out getting my 1-2 dumping niggas every night. Oh, did you sneeze wrong? Goodbye. What did you say? You didn't put down the toilet seat? Out of here. Left and right.
I support that. I do believe people need to navigate to experience what they like.
And find out what you really like.
That's how you grow.
Yeah, that's how you grow. Oh, to answer your question though, I'm more of a commitment. I like to move with pure intentions. I'm a family man. You follow my page. I'm with my children.
Right.
I'm about my family. The reason my first initial relationships is up to 24 years now. I've been my first wife. Okay. My second wife with Chantel, we're reaching 9 years. And there's 2 individuals that I've been with, mainly majority of my life. So, moving into dating, because I have been entertaining the idea. We talked about it. I see a lot of people aren't serious. They're looking for situationships and not really, or experiences. And it does make me move and shift differently where I'm like, look, I really like to connect. I want to know you. I really want to be invested. I want you to be invested in me. A lot of people ain't really moving that same space. That I don't know. It's just, but me, I'm a commitment kind of individual due to the fact that I'm a family man.
Yeah. I feel like it's getting a little scary out here with the way people aren't wanting to commit or connect with people that they're so cool with, that one time or that situation or that just I know how that's how he is. And
I think too sometimes it's a defense mechanism too. I think a lot of majority of people, I think they really do want somebody that they can call their own or somebody that they can be with. But I think is when you failed at that so many times, you kind of build up a thing like, I don't really need nobody, I don't really want nobody. You're trying to tell yourself that.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like it's an internet thing. And
that too.
Here's my thing. Like, I feel like because the internet makes you feel like you have so many options, nobody's really trying to take the time to get to know somebody. So the moment that they do something you don't like or they challenge something about you, I'm cutting them off and I'm doing all of this. Yeah, and I'm like, I don't like it because I'm like, y'all are passing up on quality people. Like, you want somebody to challenge your thought, your actions. Like, you know what I'm saying? At the very least, like.
A lot of people are also dating unhealed. Like, you ain't really healed. You ain't really gotten over your last situation and find yourself in a better place to show up for the next relationship.
Right.
A lot of people are moving in to find happiness through distraction instead of finding happiness through who they truly are. And that's where things are these days. And it's just so crazy to me. I'm just like, look, you gotta work on yourself if you want it better for yourself.
They rather just put it up under the rug. Like it's not happening.
No, that's true.
But I want to dive into some misconceptions about poly relationships because, you know, they say, especially on the internet, but a lot of people do believe that, women get into this to please their man, or men get in this because they have control issues, or they want to control the situation. So for you said you got into it because you truly, genuinely like women. What would be something else that you say that is a good reason for why you considered?
So at the time, I would say I wanted a sense of community, and like I said, she kind of evened out the work that I had to do for our business. It was also it was exciting because it was like something new. It was somebody I got to romance a little bit because I was tired of his ass. It was something. I like new stuff. I think everybody like new, especially me. I think everybody like new pussy.
I like that.
You see what I'm saying? I agree to that.
Yeah,
maybe not Coco here, but the rest of us can agree to that.
But the fact that it was just something new. The fact that it was something new, like really like refreshing and exciting for me, and the fact that it was more than just him. Well, I guess that was the same thing as community though. But I'm goofy, so I like laughing. And she was a little younger than us, so that youthfulness kind of brought like a new element to the relationship as well.
It's a little fun, a little spark.
Yeah, we got to play in makeup. Like, I got to dress her up and shit. So it was a bunch of little things that I liked about it. Like, that I felt was cool.
I feel like that's how our relationship started too. When I was doing the poly shit, I feel like it started just like that, and we both were into like getting dressed up together. You know what I'm saying? We kind of took the workload off each other. Like, you get up and cook this morning, and I, you know what I'm saying, get the house together type shit. Like, the community of it felt good. I feel like I might have been, I can honestly say I was a little naive in the situation at first because I was hella young when I jumped into it. But looking at it outside of looking at it again, I wouldn't say I would never do it again. But I feel like on the circumstances, I feel like it would work better if the women were together first. You know what I mean? And then they kind of went out and seek a man instead of like a relationship and then bringing another woman into it.
I feel like that would be harder though.
You think so?
Niggas are predators. Like, not all of them. Not all of them. But a lot of people who introduce the poly idea now just want more pussy.
Yeah.
Right? So they don't really appreciate, you know what I'm saying? They don't really appreciate like you and a woman, or like them seeing you and a woman, they like, oh, just two pussies, and that's all that they see, that's all that they want. So like, I feel like if it was two women introducing a situation to a man, that's all they're gonna think about, right? So I feel like they'll be preyed on more than they will actually find what they need. Yeah, find what they need in that type of situation.
I just feel like it's always so sticky when like, especially like you said, like y'all were in a relationship, you were married, and then it was a sticky situation because you were cheating and it was infidelity in it. Yeah. But I feel like even in your situation, it could get sticky just bringing a woman in because you might feel like she get more attention than you, or it has those kind of issues.
You go through that transition of adjustment, right? Even if you want to open up, you discuss, say you sit with your spouse and you're like, all right, look, I want to bring somebody else in. I want to spice up not just spice up your relationship because that's more of the swinger lifestyle. Right. Look, I have an abundance of love that I want to give. I want your support, or what are your thoughts about it? And they're like, hey, let's do it. I've been thinking I could do someone, we could bring somebody else in and build, adjust, and all this extra stuff. you still don't know what that transition looks like. As a couple, sometimes the bad habit of couples, they'll sit there and think whatever their spouse is doing and why they love their spouse, this person's going to instantly come in and be like, hey, man, you know, I love both of y'all for the same reasons.
Right.
But really, it's like, that's not even the reality.
Yeah.
So when you put yourself in that position and you start to see someone come in and now you have to deal with and it's not even the sex. It'd be like when your husband turns around and pours more ice cubes in her cup, you're instantly like, yo, you gave her 6, you gave me 4. Can't believe this. Middle of the night, you waking up, you laid on that side for 30 minutes facing it. You're not realizing that those affections, those moments of intimacy, those are the things that are going to trigger you, and you have to find your flow through. And that's what pushes a person out of that situation.
Yeah.
So it's
that's what I feel like. I feel like that's why I feel like it causes more problems
of an issue than
anything, because it's like, okay, yeah, I don't have this 20, but am I willing to work another 80 to make sure everybody feels adequate enough? That's just.
But you do that with Natch. So you could have 3 best friends, right?
No, I don't. But I mean, you could. Anybody could.
Right?
Yeah.
Now,
Right.
I want to say this too, because I'm also pro monogamy. I'm big on whatever relationship works for you. Make it work. Keep it healthy. But that's the beauty part about communication. Because when we can communicate with each other and say, hey, we do want this was our overall goal to bring each other in, but let's communicate and see and navigate through our emotions, learn how to regulate ourselves, learn how to actually go through these challenges as a team instead of against each other, you can start building a system and a foundation that can withstand any challenge with each other. And that a lot of times we're not putting ourselves in those positions. We rather, as we were talking earlier about cancel culture, this ain't for me, I did want it, I'm going to leave it alone.
Right.
And you'll never see what you're going to get on the other side.
Right. Yeah.
So it's just kind of knowing yourself and knowing what you want to do with everybody that's going to be a part of your journey.
Right.
I feel like opening that up.
Awareness.
Yeah. Opening that up in
Big
any space. You just have to have some kind of, I wouldn't say compromise, but some kind of understanding across the board. Some kind of like, hey, this is what we're gonna try. You got to know it's some risk in it. You got to know it's some reward. It may be some reward, but if that's what y'all gonna try, you have to go through it together. It's just one of those things y'all kind of like work out.
And so now with your relationship, your both of your wives, they basically are cordial. They still get along.
Yeah.
And okay.
They get along better.
So do y'all live in a house together?
Yeah, we live in the house together.
Okay.
What, you want to get into the bed and ask them kind of questions now?
No. Do I want to do what?
Get into the bed and ask the bed. Get into their bedroom.
Yeah, because I want to know what that like.
How's that looking for them?
Yeah, how does that look as far as like? Because you say they don't have like a romance type of.
We it's often known whenever we want to have threesomes. Remember, I said the sexual portion is different from the romantic portion.
Right, that's true.
So if we feel like, yo, let's have threesome, it's just naturally whatever. Or if I go out, say Wednesday night with one, it's understood that we have a 4-bedroom, so we all have our own bedroom too as well.
So you don't sleep in particularly one bedroom with one wife. You sleep in your own room, and then you just share the.
And I sleep with either
both of them.
Okay.
Yeah, either or. Sometimes we all sleep in the same bed together.
Just kind of depending on where y'all fall asleep.
Yeah, it's just a natural, just a whatever.
So
flow.
how do you explain that to your kids?
Well, they lived with us. My 3 oldest are, they're in their 20s. So them at first, when Chantel first moved in, they were about 15.
Okay.
And then we presented the whole situation of, their mother actually did. They're like, well, mama's about to have a girlfriend. It's going to be mommy and daddy's girlfriend or whatever. And you're just going to see how it flows. I think she moved in within the first month. And I had told my children, you don't got to look at this situation or whatever you want. I'm not going to tell you this is stepmom, this is anything.
Yeah.
I told Chantel the same thing too. I was like, you have to naturally create whatever that relationship is going to be amongst you guys. And of course, now, 8 years old, we've been together for so long, they see her as the bonus mom. So yeah, the kids, children take everything in regardless, as long as you're the deliverer of the message. You don't want no one else to deliver that message because it may not be the right message to get across to them. I mean, with social media, with the access of iPhones, everything, information's out there for all of them. A lot of us treat like it's going to... When you were 15, couldn't you believe that you knew everything?
Yeah, I didn't know as much as probably a 15-year-old today, but... Yeah.
But you're kind of aware. And then, my youngest,
aware.
my 2-year-old, all she knows is that she has 3 parents. So, it's just a different world. But it's not, it's something that we explain to them. And when they have the questions, we prefer them to ask us so we give them the answers.
Right. Gotcha.
So would you be mad if your daughter got into a relationship, a poly relationship?
I love that question. One thing that we do as fathers, we try to act that we can control our children's actions. We don't own them. I could only hope whatever choice my child does, she does for herself. I have to support her. I can sit there and say, I don't want you with 2 men. I don't want you being a swinger. I don't want. And guess what she gonna do? She gonna do whatever the hell she pleases to do because she does not live in my household. The things I instilled in her, the tools I gave her, and the way how to navigate through life and her emotions, the only thing I can trust in. Now I want to have that open line of communication with her to come to me and know that she may get a little pushback, but she's always gonna have love and support.
Right.
Yeah.
Honest answer. Yeah. I like that you opened up that line of communication.
Yeah, that's dope.
You have children?
No.
No?
No, not
Okay.
that I know. No, I'm just playing.
She said that, no.
Did your boyfriend have children?
Yeah, he had one.
Yeah.
At the time, yeah.
Did they know that y'all were dating, or how did y'all break that
Did
down?
they know we had a girlfriend? No.
No.
And that's one big thing, though. A lot of people don't be open about it because you just so you can lose family members, you can lose friends, you can lose so many people when you choose this lifestyle because it's foreign to them. Like I could have friends that were okay with infidelity, like their wives were okay with they cheat, but the moment that they found out I lived openly with 2 women, they were like, "Yo, don't be convincing my husband the whole time. I'm thinking you need to tell your husband to stop cheating. He already
No, for real. That's how it be too.
It'd be crazy, but you know, it's people aren't ready to handle a lot of truth.
And people hate to see when people stand in their truth like that. So it's just different for people. It's not what America is used to seeing, but
Facts.
I mean, it's happened. It's not foreign. It's not a first time thing. We didn't invent it. So
But it baffles
out
me
there.
that you're uncomfortable about my life.
that be killing me
the
too.
fuck? Like-
but what really be killing me is that cheating shit. Motherfuckers will cheat and cheat and cheat and know they uncle cheating, they brother cheating, and everybody cheating. And then we'll get on Facebook and have the nerve to post a big ass, long ass paragraph about, oh, y'all doing that poly shit to satisfy y'all husband, or y'all doing it to please this person or the next. Well, why is your sister letting that man cheat on her?
Right.
Well, why is she doing that? Like,
So how does it work? Okay, so what with that being said, y'all poly relationship, what faith do y'all have then? Like, what do y'all believe in? Y'all believe in God? Y'all believe in?
So I was raised Christian.
Okay.
As I got a little older, I started to question a lot of things, and it made a bunch of people that were raised with me or that knew, you know what I'm saying, how I was raised. It made them uncomfortable. But I would consider myself big brain, right? So I basically kind of studied this religion, that religion, and I basically tried to figure out what were the differences between the two, right? And what I discovered is that there's a deity that everybody respects, right? And different people have like a what would you call it? Like a Bible or like a, what would you call it? Okay, they have a manual, and it's an antagonized story of good and evil in that manual, right? That was true across the board. All of the other rules were completely different. And in my mind, I was like, this is basically manipulation, because how is it that these are the only 2 things that are constant and everything else was different? So I kind of developed a concept of like where I acknowledge that there's God, there's a higher being, right? But as it pertains to like me celebrating a white Jesus that I was raised to basically admonish and all of this other thing, I was like, that don't really make no sense. You know what I'm saying? Because like even if you read the Bible and they talk about the texture of his hair and all of the things that he did,
He wasn't white. He was not white.
But I'm looking at it on my grandmother's man. You know what I'm saying? In her house, she got a picture of this white man with blue eyes and blonde. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what? And I also, like, as I got a little older and I started to pay attention to what was going on in the church, the pastor was sleeping with her and had a wife and was hitting her, and it was a preach honey going on in the congregation. Right. And I'm like, the hell?
It's like nobody was sitting in their truth. Nobody was being honest.
Nobody. So I would consider myself spiritual more than I would consider myself religious at this point. But I had a little talk with God before I pulled up here, because
Right. So you believe in God, but not the principles basically.
I don't put him in a box, right? So I talk to him like I'm talking to you,
right?
Yeah.
So you don't have to be a Muslim, a Christian. You don't have to believe in a certain direction, a certain path. That.
So do you read the Bible then or no?
I don't don't read it as often as I used to. Because I'm still trying to figure out like where that fits in my life, or if that's specific to just Christianity. Because I know other religions that also read the Bible, right?
Right.
But I do believe it does have some great parables in it that can like kind of help you cope with like some of the things that life throw at you.
Right.
So I do think it's a great manual. I don't read it. I don't reference it as often as I used to, though. Now that I'm kind of in that space, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you?
Right behind that, I'm spiritual. I know there's a higher power, but yeah, it's just there's a lot of things that just don't align, especially when you start studying every religion. You know, it's just like everybody has a preference, whatever they want to believe in and whatever they feel they have faith in. I always support it. Me, I'm more on a spiritual tip, just because I believe.
What does that really mean, though? I'm not trying to be like combative, but I'm just trying to understand it. Yeah, like what does being spiritual really mean? I hear people say that a lot, especially on social media. They say, and I'm a person that I'm not a religious person, but I am. I do believe in God. I do believe I follow Christ. So what does that mean when you say I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual? Like, in what regards? What are you spiritual to? Like, because if you believe in God, do you believe in God, the Son?
I know there's a higher power. I understand there's a higher power. There's obviously a higher power, a creator behind everything, right? So but even at that, it's in our own reflection, right? So when I'm saying I'm spiritual, I'm also learning myself. The more I learn myself and how I maneuver in my vibration to make sure it's higher, I'm connecting with that higher power, right? Now, that's why I say I don't take nothing away from those that go to church, because they have their way that they're connecting with their God too as well.
Right.
I'm just moving in a different way, understanding it for myself. You know, I'm not taking away from nobody else.
So when you pray, who do you pray? Just a higher power? Like, just, you don't say, God, dear God. I'm just trying to get understanding.
Yeah, there are people that do that.
I was gonna say, I think people still speak on God when they speak on spirituality.
Yeah.
Because in all walks, even Buddhas or like even Muslims, they might have called it Allah or whatever, but they know it's a God. It's a God.
Well, they don't think that God. They don't, like, if we talking about Muslims, they don't believe that God is the way that is described in the Bible. They believe in the sun and the moon and the stars is God.
Who's
Muslims?
Well, no, because Allah is arm, leg, arm, head. So it is you. Allah is you.
Right.
But they're self flesh.
Right.
So and then they believe Muhammad is the prophet,
The messenger.
the messenger.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, when you praying, if you saying God, you saying yourself. So you basically praying to yourself. Then that makes sense.
Because aren't you supposed to be like in God's image? I think that's how they more so looking at it as Muslims. They're in God's image so much that they are God. Like they are.
Oh no, baby, it's only one God
in the flesh.
That's just my take on it.
Spirit in it, and
because then that makes it wrong that makes a mess of if you the God. Then we know you full of sin. Your DNA is made up of sin. We all made up of sin. So God is not of sin. God had to send Jesus to, you know what I'm saying, to represent. Like, so how can you say I'm God? I'm a God, but you full of
made in His image.
I was just gonna say, you were made in His image.
You were made in His image, but at the same time, when Eve took a bite of the fruit, we became sin. God didn't become sin. But we became sin. So
that's
God, you can't.
The Bible, though, that's what most Christians read. Not everybody reads that same.
But they say that they read the Bible, even not outside of Christian.
Bible, not that Bible.
Put that in practice, because there's.
So why read it if you're not gonna practice it?
Just the Quran, that boy. If you want to learn what you're gonna actually connect with for your own choice, right? Because I think life is about self choices, not what I'm being presented.
Okay.
So if you're choosing that, and you're feeling like, okay, man, I'm opening this King James up, and I understand it, but then I'm going to the Quran. I'm reading in the Quran. Now I'm finding different studies of different things that
just like she said, she explored different religions just to try to compare and contrast
for yourself.
Like, see what connects with her, with your spirit. You know what I'm saying? What talks to you when you read it? Like,
because it's like with Catholicism, like they celebrate Mary.
Right.
Why? You know what I'm saying? Like, and what has she done that was significant outside of birthing Jesus? You know what I'm saying? So it's just about finding what resonates with you, and that
resonates to them. Right. That resonates to I guess that community.
Yeah. And so here's the thing. Like, I'm not saying I don't believe in God.
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying I don't put him in that box anymore. Right? So, like, I still believe in having a moral compass. I still believe in, you know what I'm saying, like operating and still being intentional about the things that I do. I just don't reverence him with the religiosity that I was taught. So, like, those prayers, them hymns, Amazing Grace, and all of that kind of stuff, it's like, those are formalities. Those are, you know what I'm saying? That's tradition. That's not necessary, because I haven't met anybody in my 37 years who has walked a perfect walk, or who has sung those songs and did everything the right way and still not face hardship. I still not, you know what I'm saying? I still not, life still ain't, still dealing with that. So it's like,
most definitely.
So it's like, I release myself of the guilt. That's what I'm gonna say, because I feel like the manipulation, the fear, the shame, the guilt that comes with being a church kid was absolutely ridiculous.
You were a church kid?
Yes, I went to church probably about 4 or 5 times a week.
Yeah,
I feel that stuff. So let's get into y'all bedroom real quick. I ain't write these questions down, but
you got them.
Yeah, but I got them. So as far as poly, you said y'all don't have like threesomes as much no more. So y'all be like separately.
Yeah, so
fucking around. Would you prefer in your house or your poly relationship? Would you prefer there be more intimacy together, or like?
Yeah, I wanted to participate.
You want us to?
Because if it's something that he liked that she did, I needed to know that. That's how I felt about it.
I support that.
Yeah,
I
but when they had their moments together, that was cool too. Because we had our moments together.
Right.
Yeah.
So that don't hit no kind of nerve or nothing like that.
Nah, but I prefer to be there because I'm also a voyeur, so I like watching.
Difference. It does make a big difference. Like,
I think so too.
Voyeur. Yeah, look.
I like watching.
Those things I was learning.
Cool
You know what I mean? When there's two women together, so I'm like, okay, that's how you do the toy.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what you're getting on that. That's what you learn how to maneuver a little. You are kind of studying.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, it was,
So I see a lot of people ask like, would you do the 2 men polygamy type relationship, since they think it's all about like pleasing a man? Because I know I got in a poly relationship for the same reason you did. I like girls too, so I feel like I was getting everything I
would say no, because I don't want to work that hard. You know, I feel like I'm gonna be used and abused in that situation. Like, my mouth is gonna have to be busy the whole time. My coochie is gonna get beat the fuck up. Like,
it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Baby, treat me like a lady, please. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
So I'm like, with a lady, when it's a lady and a man, it's like you can expect those kisses and those caresses, and even if they don't come from him, you gonna get them for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just a softer interaction, and I don't want to be beat up like that. Like,
I'm telling you, I hate that they try to use that as a comparison. So y'all won't like it if they had 2 men. No, I wouldn't. That shit would be disgusting.
Girl,
and don't nobody want that up here. That's too much. That's too much.
So wait, if the man, if you had a man that wanted to experience you and another man, you wouldn't be with that?
No man. No motherfucking man. I'm not saying because he has his right to not like if I like girls or not. You know what I'm saying? That's up to him.
Right.
If that's something that he cool with, that's what he cool with. But that ain't for me. Cause in the black community and in the white people community, you could cross over. You could. I heard a white man tell a little joke about something. What he said, if you get drunk, you ain't, and it happened with a man, then it ain't gay. It's just experiment or something. He said like that on TikTok. So white people be cool.
No.
Black people, once they cross that line, you may not even touch.
You good as gay.
You gay.
Good as gay.
So if your wife, you know how you told us that you cheated, and then your wife wanted to know. So your wife cheat.
Yeah, she cheated back. I beat the dude up.
Really?
Yeah.
Man,
It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. Fuck.
Let me run the story all the way back.
Okay.
So I had his number, and then what he did was like, "What you gonna do about it? Look, man, you got the win." I said that. I was like, "You got the win. You got the win. Just lose the number. I'm good.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'll take that L. I understand it." Started talking reckless. Ended up calling when I was at work, calling her and talking reckless to her. Bet, cop that. I let you do the walk away. And then, of course, when I found him, we had our altercation. And the next day was crazy, I guess, because he'd been to the house when she was doing her thing. He tried to come shoot me. I tried to walk her to the car to grab the pistol from him. Yeah, he brought, man, it was crazy. When he pulled her to the crib and he was outside, I'm like, then when he pulled the pistol, I'm like, oh, okay. So I was
like, how you even know this place? How you even know this address?
That's why I was like, I'm gonna grab this pistol and beat him with it. But I started walking in the car like, what are we doing? So I started walking to the car. He let off the shot and took off. I ran to get my keys. I started chasing him. So it was like, that's kind of messed.
I'm gonna just leave him alone. Cause this is getting domestic now.
I'm cheating, y'all.
And that's where the heavy talks became about. Okay, well, look, what are we doing? Because our household was getting really chaotic. I cheated. Now turn around. You want to get me back with a tit for tat, and now you got this altercation. Right. Our kids are in the house,
right?
And now we need to come to some kind of. Either we ending the relationship, or we're gonna pivot and try something different,
right?
And that's how the true natural. It got crazy.
So you don't think you could like if after you cheated and maybe she cheated too or not, you don't think that y'all could have existed without trying
infidelity, like trying.
No, just without trying.
Just within our marriage, just stay monogamous. Well, right now, we have our moments where we are by ourselves. Yeah, no, we could have did that. I'm not even gonna hold you. We're best friends overall. Before husband and wife, we're also absolutely best friends. In life, we're gonna meet challenges. So could we have gotten over that situation that we didn't want to pivot and try, doing the non-monogamous thing? Yeah, more likely, yeah.
And do you think you would have cheated again though?
Nah, not even now. Like right now, I wouldn't even like I said, the second wife sometimes she leaves, and I don't even be thinking of nothing else. I love the transparency. I seen the pain that I caused in my household, not only to my wife but to my children. Why am I gonna do it again?
Right.
If I have the ability now to be open with you, be honest with you, why am I gonna put you through that same pain if I love you?
Right.
Before I didn't know what poly was. So I was doing whatever I was doing.
Right.
Wasn't right, but still I was doing it.
Right.
But now that I have this ability to be so open and honest, and regardless however things play out, if she's supposed to sit there and say, well, you want to do that, well, I want to do this, I have to be open to everything with her. So I'd rather go that route than the other route, because I've seen what that could cause.
Gotcha.
I feel that. And then I think at the end of the day, understand your relationship, however you make it work, regardless, is key, because you have to communicate, whether it's monogamous, non-monogamous. You have to communicate, and you got to be honest with your spouse, because I feel like that's the only way to longevity. You're not going you have to know your spouse's kinks, your spouse's freaky things, but how people say weird kinks. Speaking of, do y'all have any weird kinks? What's your weird kinks?
I wouldn't say weird.
Or how they say
dominate. So I like to tie you up, play with you. That's why I like.
Oh, you would tie
me.
Somebody up?
Yeah, I'd love to tie them up. Are you serious? I'll play with you because I want to take control of your body, see how you're gonna react to me on everything I do before penetration. And
You seen that little swing they got on?
I bought one. I got one.
I know you lying.
I got one on my, and look, and it's so funny because I got one, and the next morning after we used it, Corey, she getting out of bed and
she slung on it.
Girl, she was walking on it. Carrie almost took the whole door down. She was like, "Told you to took the." I said, "She don't know what it's for. She just thinking it's like something to swing on. Like she don't know." So I told you to take it down last night. I said, "Man, this is my room." Yeah, I'm glad she went my door. I would hope she want to have sex with a man later, and shit, maybe she's telling right now. But I'm saying, I don't think I need to hide sex, me and her daddy being intimate, from her. I think that's healthy for the kid to know that, this is how. Yeah, this is how you create. This is how you. When my baby asks me how you get babies, I tell her.
I walked in on my parents, and it was traumatizing as fuck. Cause my mama was like, "Oh, Larry."
Why you think you?
I can still remember the day I walked in on my mama too. It ain't nothing nice,
girl. But you don't see them like that.
I have a different kid, because my kid is weird in the fact that she been like this since she was a baby. She's very overly affectionate and stuff. So when she feel like my husband haven't shown me any affection, if she haven't seen him show me any, she's like, "You didn't even kiss mama today. You didn't even give mama no hug. You didn't even," she said stuff like that. So she don't be like, ew, my mom and daddy kissing. She be like, daddy, you didn't give me no kiss. Like, if she see him, you didn't give me no kiss. Like, who you love more, me or mama? Like, she like very like clingy type of person. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe she will.
You gonna have to tell her about that sooner than later, baby, because I can already see her.
Yes, my daughter is very curious. She wants breasts. She
curious.
keep asking me, Mama, when mine gonna look like yours? Mama, am I gonna have hair?
No, she didn't say that.
Like she's 6. She's not even 7. Matter of fact, she's 6. She's about to be 7 in October.
Not when her breasts gonna look like. Tell her she got a long way.
Yeah,
down.
she been.
I'm 27.
We walked over here to the city train. She was like, Mama, I could get this. It was a 34A, bro. She said, Mama, this for my kind. This my size. I said, no, baby.
You still in training.
You still in training, baby. You don't need nothing with a number and a letter.
Barely made it.
See, shit like that made me think I want one, and then my nieces call me and ask me for shit, and I'll be like, yeah, I'm good.
I don't think I'm ready to compromise,
Really?
honestly. I be saying that all the time. Like,
You don't think you ready to share your time and your space?
my food. You remember when we went out to eat? She bought a whole burger and still ate half your burger.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh no,
You'll get used to it.
this is beyond me. I can't take it.
No, really.
Eat your burger.
Right.
That's gonna be your best
Mommy's
friend.
taste better.
That's gonna
Yeah.
be your best
No,
friend.
for real.
They just can't eat. They can't eat their own food. And
No,
be okay.
not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
What about you? What's your weird kink or something that's different? People would say. I wouldn't call it weird.
I don't think I have like a weird. Okay, so I do like seeing men put shit together or like fix stuff. You talking about moist? Girl.
Like to see you got to let your man role play with you in a worker's vest.
My thing
as a
is,
handyman.
I don't want somebody that's just
That's fun.
willing. I need you to be capable. So the fact that you can put shit together,
Right.
Okay,
That's
so
a
I'm gonna
turn
say, like, I got like a little right? Mm-hmm. And we hadn't been talking. We kind of reconnected, and it was cool. And he was like, so what you doing? And I was like, I just finished a job, and he was a little tipsy, right? So I was like, you got your tools in your car? He was like, yeah. I said, I need. She fucking me. I was like, I bought something off Amazon. I need you to put it together. So he was like, okay, I'm on my way. So when he pulled up, he came in the house and gave him a hug or whatever. And he was like, so where is it? And so I pointed to him and I was like, I got one request. And he was like, what is it? I said, take your shirt off and do it.
What did he say?
He was like, girl, and he's so fucking fine. Jesus.
He took his shirt off and put it together for
He
you?
didn't have no choice.
Oh, wow.
Like,
This is a beautiful... I'm finna tell my man we need to start role playing. Like,
Take your
look,
shirt
drive
off
your
and
car
do
to the
it.
bar, I'm gonna drive myself, but you act like you don't know me.
Right.
You sit up there like this.
So he took his shirt off, and I hadn't seen him in a while. And he got a little bigger since the last time I seen him because he's like he works out regularly. So I literally was like laying in my bed because I could see in my bathroom from where he was, and I was just like, geez, because just like I said, just watching. And then I like smart niggas too, right? So he has a master's, right? So that was already something that was like, ooh. But you can put this shit together, like, because one time before, like, he came over, you know, and I don't want to call him my sneaky link because I guess we dating, I guess. But anyway, that's the story for another day. But but he came over one time before, and that morning he woke up, and my sink was, like, kind of clogged. Like, it was water, like, while you brush your teeth, water was gathering in my sink. This nigga took my sink apart without me asking, and took a whole was like, you got a hanger, so I took a hanger and you know what I'm saying, and he took the fucking sink apart and fixed it. So now every time when I use my sink, I just be like,
Reminisce.
like he fixed my shit.
Baby, he would have to take me apart after that.
So that might be like a little weird kick that I have.
I'm not gonna lie.
A nigga put some
I
shit
really had to
together.
think because I seen this. I seen on. It was I think it was. What the fuck was it? Oh, Black Mirror's on Netflix. How that one episode started. You know that how them niggas ended up gay on the game, but you know how that one episode started where they was like. Went to the bar and like he acted like he didn't know his wife type shit. Like they was role playing outside. I was like, I might need to try that. That looks fun. That looks fun. We're gonna do that little scene when you walk in the house, act like we don't know each other. Put my shirt off and shit. That should be looking fun, bro. That should be looking fun. You don't want to do it with a random nigga. So
Right, you gotta role play.
You definitely got to role play. Definitely.
So what's yours?
My kink, probably that right there. But. I don't know. I know. I wouldn't say it's weird. I know when I watch porn, I do watch female porn. to watch a man in porn, it just gives me like that's too rough. Like that looks like it hurts. Like I don't know. So I just watch girls. Oh, so I guess that would be a weird kink. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I feel like I love scissoring, y'all. That's why I'm gay.
I support that.
Yeah,
I support that.
That's not weird.
I support that.
I just can't watch the pound game. It don't do nothing. Don't do it.
Scissoring is fun. I used to think that my ovaries was trying to eat my girlfriends when I had a girl, cause that shit used to be so intense. I swear.
Bro, I'm telling you, like you said, like it can be for hours. Y'all can be in there
that shit
going
was
for
intense.
like
Them orgasms.
How you do that? Like, do you? So
like scissors, like just like they say.
But what I'm saying though is like, so you not face to face at all ever.
You can be. She actually used to hit me from the back, and we used to.
I was just gonna say, depending on how flexible, like how far you can stretch your legs and shit, how far your partner can stretch their legs and shit. Like it kind of depends on how flexible you be.
You just gotta line them clits up. So just like it would be a dick, and you just line it up, it's the same. It's the same size. Right. It ain't no different. She got legs. It's just.
And you know how sometimes when a man is fucking you missionary, it kind of feel like he's rubbing on your clit a little bit at the same time. So like that's kind of how it is.
That.
Yeah.
Okay.
It give you that, but times 10.
But with the wetness too, like it's just.
It's just unexplainable. Sensational.
Sensational.
This is sensational.
No, for real.
It
Slap that in sensational.
really girl. You don't like girls, huh?
No.
Yeah.
She don't.
I can't.
It's going to change.
It's hard to explain.
It's a beautiful thing to watch. If you're a warrior,
right.
You know what I mean?
It's a beautiful thing to
I support
participate
that.
in.
Yeah.
I support that.
I do
Make
too.
sure you get sensitive.
Try that.
At least once a week.
No, for real. Well, do y'all got any dating advice y'all want to leave the people with? Because we have to, end off our show on a good note, a positive note.
Date them all.
That's right.
Because I literally had a tendency, like, I'm looking for love, da, 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 da. So when I would, like, even have a good conversation with somebody, I'd be like, okay, this him, we gonna focus on him, and then I'd be like, bitch, what the fuck? Like, after, like, I would find something, like, he would have a little, I'm big on teeth, right? So I went out with this one young man, and it was sweet as ever, conversation was cool, and then I think on, like, our third date, he was talking to me, and I seen his bottom teeth. Baby, it was a little film that was about that thick sitting on the bottom of his gums. Lord, and when I say could not anymore. And after that, I was like, bitch, you gotta stop canceling niggas because you canceled them for some shit sitting on this nigga's gums.
Right. He could have went to the dentist.
What? And that was my next question. Because I was like, who's your PCP? And when the last time you been to the dentist?
No, for real.
Hell nah. So date them all, y'all.
But date them all, so you know your type. You know what you like.
I do support that message.
You know what's funny? I don't think I have a physical type.
You know?
Like, I don't think so. I'm big on personality. Like I think I am too. I like smart motherfuckers. So if you could show me your brain and you got a little sense of humor, and it got to be a little dark because I'm weird, but
the dark sense of humor.
Yeah, like I laugh at the most inappropriate shit. It's kind of funny, but
it be like that. He like that too. That's why he laugh, because he like that. You know how like most white comedians are like really dark as fuck. He like that shit. He like that.
White comedians?
No, I don't love them. I don't like white people.
That's all.
I don't feel like. You probably gonna have to edit that out, but. I don't fucking like white people at all.
No! White people is fucking different. Funny and it ain't supposed to be. Like
I don't like comedy.
Yeah, it is.
I have a hard time watching comedy because I don't laugh.
What?
People can be balling laughing and I do not laugh.
I be in that bitch about to pee on myself.
Like people be like, you ain't never seen Dave Chappelle, you ain't never seen that. And I be like, that don't be funny to me. I cannot watch.
I don't think Kevin Hart is funny, but
he's not funny at all.
Yeah, I don't think he's funny, but I do like laughing. So
yeah, but comedy don't do it for me. I don't know if I'm weird or what, because I just be like, why I'm not laughing?
Maybe let me put that old Cat Williams on for you because
y'all have to invite me back because I enjoyed this a little too much.
We are gonna do this again. We're gonna try to do a panel discussion with. We're gonna try to fill up, you know what I'm saying, the rest and get some mics out here and.
I mean, but even if y'all just go for like drinks or whatever, like just text Lala and be like,
Okay.
Yeah, say less.
So,
say less.
where do you work, Lala? Hold on, let's end this and I'll talk to you later. Okay. Because we got our producer doing us like this. We gotta do the woman thing.
No, for real.
The thing,
The promo.
Yes.
Alice, what you want to leave the people with?
I love her message. Yeah, date them all. No, choice over default, right? Put yourself in a position where you're choosing whatever type of relationship, lifestyle, anything you want to do. At the end of the day, make sure it's your self-choice through your self-awareness and not by default and influenced by others.
I like that. I like that.
All right.
All right, y'all. And that was another beautiful episode. Until
of the
next
comment
time.
section. Bye, y'all.